but he's coming to defeat the king of this world, the mighty one of this world, as represented by when Kefa cut the ear of the man named Melech, meaning king, right? You see, this is what he cut off from the servant. Ozen, Ozen, ear. And this is the first letter, Aleph, which represents Yahushua as the first stone, just like Peter represents that stone, cornerstone, Peter meaning stone. Then this is a sword, interestingly enough. So he who represents the first took the sword and made the ear fall. Isn't that interesting? The noon represents fall, something falling, as the ear fell. The aleph is also the head of the head of an ox, right? Because the reish is the actual head of a person, but this is the head of an ox. So it represents head, it represents leadership, represents strength. So from the head, the ear was cut off with the sword and fell. Ozen. Since it represents the power, the authority, or the reign being taken from the enemy, the king of this world, that which Peter did with the servant. So just like Peter was a servant of Yahushua, the high priest, Peter cut off the ear of the servant of the earthly high priest. So the servant of Yahushua, Peter, represents Yahushua. The servant of the high priest would represent the high priest. However, his name was Melech, so represents him who comes as a Melech. My point is, Yahushua is the first, the last would be he who becomes a Melech, right? In the heavens, the enemy obviously wanted to make a copy of Yahushua, which is the one known as the Antichrist, and a copy of the last, who would be the one known as the beast. Interestingly enough, in Christianity, they think they are the one and the same. However, they are two different entities. Just like with the first and the last, they think they are one and the same. However, they are two different people, first and last. So now with all that said, we could see that the leadership, the authority, would be cut off from the fallen. So that's why the ear was cut off, because he represented that through the authority of Yahushua, the sword of Yahweh, the authority of Baal, the golden calf, as a head, would be cut off and would fall. Remember also that Yahushua said that the head of prophecy, which was Halel, and this is a head of an ox, like the calf, the golden calf, the head of prophecy would be cut off with John the Baptist. So here we have a representation through the word for ear. And Halel was supposed to hear Yahweh and fulfill his commandment, fulfill his orders. So he rebelled, and therefore he was cut off as working as an